So here we are sitting in the nice fall weather, beautiful day outside in sunny Washington State. Made us some coffee on the BioLite. Here's to you, Folgers and BioLite. Neither one are paying me yet. Loving life. So I'll do a quick setup review. It comes out of the box, folded up. I did charge the battery. Took a couple hours to get that full charge on that. It does click in from the bottom on the hook, and then the foot underneath holds that in place. Obviously you have two more feet that fold out. I love having the tripod system. You're going to have this towards the wind only as the flame will blow away and not overheat this, the instructions say. Some of you may miss that, something like that. Now having a small pot, yeah, it might be a good idea to have the pot stand, you know, to help hold something small like that, get it up a little bit farther. I don't know. I haven't run one of these yet, but this seems a little bit small. So we're going to have to make us some big coffee here. I'm being careful about whether flame comes out towards this or not. There is a lip right here with cutouts around to keep the heat away from that. So we'll see how all that plays out. I do like I say, the wide base and stability of it. I don't know how many times on the small gas pot stoves that things have tipped over, and it's frustrating when you're near there, you're stirring it for the last time, the whole thing dumps over and you probably lost it all, licking out the bottom of the pan. That's frustrating as heck. Obviously not everything fits on it, like I say. This is maybe a single use, but it's a bit small. Not having the ring on here for smaller pots makes a difference. That's something I think I will get, is the small pot stand that goes there for the smaller items. I think that's going to be a benefit for it. So we'll go ahead and get this lit up and try it out for the first time. So here we are outside. I'm going to say sorry now for any of the road noise. We are at our zombie command center. Unfortunately, there's a road near it. That's all the better for escaping. But anyway, we've got our BioLite outside here. Got the fire starter. I have some cherry made into firewood for the house. I did cut these down so it'll fit inside the stove. And the way to tell whether your wood is dry enough to use is you cut a piece and then put it on your face. If it's cool and wet feeling, obviously it's moist wood, but this is dry. It doesn't heat transfer away from my skin, so this stuff is good to use for wood cook stove or wood heat or the BioLite. We'll get this thing lit up here. I do have some pieces cut up down here and ready. We'll go ahead and stack that full and light it up. So it does take smaller size sticks and get it started. I would guess you want the smaller pieces, and it does fit below the rim as the instructions imply. This is a metal table, by the way. Not that there's any concern about burning the table you put on. EDC is right, everyday carry. flame down inside there, starting up. Action from flame. Okay, clicking it twice is what I had to do to get it on stage 1 burning, and I do have flame coming up. You can use small stick material. The only thing I would warn you is it's going to burn a lot quicker, so you're going to have a big pile of it. Using these pieces here and breaking them into smaller pieces will give me easier in the long run, because you're not having to gather so much of this, but this stuff you don't have to do much to process it. Well, while we're waiting for the fire to get going, I do have flame coming up. I just wanted to show you my Mora knife I've set up. I did get it in the orange for visibility. I have Ranger bands on it. I have a sewing needle, a large size for yarn or something larger. Can opener, otherwise known as a church key. Ferrocerium rod with the striker. I have a pencil sharpener and the ever important blood type. And I do have the little throwing knife. Now that's pretty useless for everything, except what I would be using it for is a spear tip. So you gather up some fairly straight stick, you temper it on the end and fire, go ahead and split it. Set that in the split, use some of your paracord to go ahead and tie that to the spear, and you have a useful tool to defend yourself or possibly get some game. Not likely, but at least that's why it's there. Why is a pencil sharpener important? You give that to a Boy Scout that aren't allowed to have a knife yet, and he'll sit there and make you enough fire starter that by the end of the weekend you'll have about a 55-gallon barrel of these small shavings. I call it safety knife for scouts, especially the young ones. Well, we have a pretty good flame going there. I do have that on low, and when it is on low, it says it'll last the length of time that 20 of the little gas cylinders on your little peak stove would last. I do have a good flame coming out on low. I'll go ahead and turn it up a click. It's very quiet. That's stage 2. Stage 3 fan. You can't hear it, can you? And stage 4. And the puppy's after a squirrel. Well, the higher you turn that up, I've noticed the hungrier it is for wood. can be expected from a small stove. You're not able to put many BTU in there. Well, we've successfully made coffee on the BioLite stove. It's winding down. I have checked this, it's cool on the handle now. That's a good looking Folgers. And the dog's after a squirrel. He's loving life. So this is after the BioLite has cooled down. I had a little bit of soot right here. I did use just cherry, dried cherry. Everything's nice and clean down inside. Like I say, the only spot I did have it was on the back where the fan was. Using a hardwood and not pine and pitchy type wood, you'll have a cleaner burn and a cleaner stove when you're done. Worked nicely.